I stand before you tonight as the 2019 valedictorian. This time last year, I found out that I was in the running for this title. It was then that I decided I wanted it. So, I worked hard for it. I sacrificed for it. And yes, I stressed for it. And I got it. And at our senior awards ceremony, it felt so good when I heard my name announced with this title. It was so good. For about 15 seconds. Yeah, 15 seconds of my heart racing and my adrenaline pumping. 15 seconds of, yeah, I won! 15 seconds of being at the top of the pile of all my accomplishments, and it felt euphoric. But there must come a 16th second. And on that 16th second, I sat down in my seat, I looked at my silver stole that says Valedictorian, and I thought, that's it? What just happened? Why am I not feeling anything else? To be honest, I don't even know what I was expecting. A parade of balloons to drop? Or maybe I was hoping that all of my problems would fade away in comparison to this amazing achievement. But none of that happened, not even in my heart. I felt nothing. I was shocked. This was a huge problem for me, and I needed to figure out why. So here was my thought process. Working hard is good, but it should not be done for the sole purpose of a goal's sake at the expense of relationship with others. And looking back on this year, I realized that the stress of this year for this goal in a 5-minute speech was paid for with the lack of attending to relationships in my life. A lesson learned and self-reflection accomplished. Now, I would like you, my fellow classmates, to do some self-reflecting. I would like you to take a moment to fill in a different thing that you strive for and you focused on. Something that you thought was the end-all, be-all. Perhaps it was sports, perhaps it was fine arts, academics, getting into a particular school, an unhealthy social life. Friends, we are about to launch into life, and we haven't messed anything up yet. Now think, instead of academics taking your focus off your important relationships, it was your career you chose over your spouse. Instead of sports, it's money that you pursue at the detriment of your children. Instead of just the Instagram-worthy picture, it's striving to be famous at the expense of time with your friends because now you're too self-involved. I'm well aware that this is kind of a downer speech, but I don't care. Because a lesson learned should be a lesson shared. Now, I'm glad that I have only made this mistake of striving for something that is in the light of eternity not important for just 1 year. I can't imagine if I had learned this at 50 or at the end of my life. And here's the lesson. Have no regrets in the 16th second. Nothing is more important than your healthy relationships. Nothing. Not your goals, not your successes. And here's why. Relationships are where we get to influence, impact, and change people's lives. Your life cannot be meaningful without them. Now, we are put on this earth by our Creator, and we all have a purpose. Now, how we all go about that, that's what's different. It's different in what college we choose, who we marry, and what career we choose. It's different in the triumphs and tragedies that come upon us. But in all those things, new relationships are being formed. So be generous with your time and money, and a lot of relational issues will be resolved. And by the way, it's not too late to mend fractured relationships. Any friends you haven't spoken to in a while because of your pride, parents whom you disrespected, and teachers who you never thanked, just do it.
The Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, members of the Governing Council and other principal officers of the university, deans, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, parents and guardians, siblings and other family members, and fellow graduates. Good afternoon. My name is Oluwatomilola Adeniro, and I am honored to be your valedictorian. I would like to start by giving thanks to God, because without Him, I would not be here right now, and I mean this literally. He's helped me get through some pretty tough times, and it won't be right for me to exclude Him from these successes too. I also thank my parents. I'm the last of 5 children, and they sacrificed so much to send us to the best schools they could find, even if it meant putting us on buses to other states. Growing up, my parents did not raise me to believe my dreams were too big or too scary. My interests diverged from robotics to acting to programming to 3D animation to music to musical theater, and I don't know how they did it, but they paid for courses, equipment, instruments, and whatnot to make sure I fully explored my potential. My family has also been deeply instrumental in shaping me to be the man I am today, and when I take a leap of faith, I can do so knowing I'm supported by the full strength of my family. To all the parents and guardians of the graduates, we appreciate you for the sacrifices you made for us. We dream because around you, we're safe enough to close our eyes. I truly appreciate and celebrate Pan Atlantic University. We can all agree that PAU isn't just any university. I mean this in the best way possible. It's different. We're allowed and even encouraged to take up extracurriculars and express ourselves creatively. We're a community of actors, singers, producers, DJs, creative directors, stylists, and academic weapons. We're supported to take bold steps like running and starting businesses, setting up new initiatives, and truly embracing who we are as individuals. This environment has been instrumental in shaping us into who we are today. So I say thank you to the staff, both teaching and non-teaching, and the students that make up this great institution. I want to take this moment to recognize the staff of the School of Media and Communication, who work tirelessly to ensure that we're well equipped to redefine the industry. I would like to thank our course coordinators, Ms. Ikeria, Ms. Ijoma, Ms. Sarah, and Ms. Judith. Our lecturers, too many to list. Our HODs, Dr. Ann and Dr. Chike. And our Dean, Dr. Obiaya. Finally, I would also like to thank my friends. Thank you for making each day worth it. I gave the valedictory speech for my secondary school graduation, and I don't claim that's... and I don't claim that speech in public. It was not good. And while I'm here, let me just say that wasn't even me. You know, it's amazing how good AI has gotten nowadays. People can just deepfake anyone. So this speech is my do-over, and at the top of my speech here, I'd like to give you a 3-word summary of everything I'm about to tell you. Are you ready? I was kind of hoping for a stronger response. Are you ready? Do it afraid. In 2016, I attended a summer camp at the African Leadership Academy, where I was introduced to the concept of a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal. This is something that gets you going, gets you excited, and moves you forward. From the name, you can tell its 3 characteristics. It is big. This is a goal that is massive in scope. It should be transformative and impactful. It is hairy. This is a goal that is messy and uncertain, such that solving it forces you to grow. And finally, it is audacious. And if there's one thing Gen Z has, it's the audacity. Your goal has to be daring. Your haters need to hear you and snicker. Think Kennedy in 1961 committing the USA to putting the first man on the moon. Think Lin-Manuel Miranda in 2009 looking the Obamas in the eyes at the White House and saying, I'm working on a hip-hop album about Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton. Think Tomilola Adeniro saying, I'm going to write, direct, and produce PAU's first musical theater production. I tried to sneak one in there, but I'm sure you'll never guess which. I kid, but I brought that up to show you that I practice what I preach. I became the president of the drama club, and that was one of the things I set out to do. So with the help of my solid team, Ebube, Fade, Grace, and the drama club members, we raised over 1 million naira to produce our play, Love is Like a Butterfly. No one on the team had experience doing theater at the scale we did. We didn't have trust funds. We didn't have all the knowledge. We didn't have all the funding. Heck, we didn't even have all our cast members. All we had was a big, hairy, audacious goal and a strong community. And we did it. We did it afraid. You will never be 100% ready, but when the time comes to do it, you do it afraid. When you're scared, people will laugh in your face for saying the things you've dared to dream to do. You do it afraid. When you're doing your thing and it lands you in rooms with people you never imagined you'd speak to, you do it afraid. And when the pressure isn't external, when you're alone at night wondering if you've bit more than you can chew, you be honest with yourself and say, yeah, maybe I have. But you get up the next morning and you do it afraid. Because in a country where they can take away your time, freedom, and purchasing power, you cannot let them take away your hope. This isn't something that's foreign to anyone in the hall. Every valedictory speech I've seen since 2020 has made reference to the fact that they experienced schooling during the pandemic and not to participate in the Struggle Olympics, but we did that twice. In 2014, a lot of us entered secondary school with the backdrop of the Ebola virus. We did it afraid. 6 years later, in March 2020, we had to pause our education temporarily and figure out how to make online learning work for us. We wrote WAEC, JAMB, NECO, and got into this university. We did it afraid. Now, we're adults and we're about to enter the real world, whatever that means. We're doing it afraid. But guess what? We're doing it. Because what's the alternative? Live a life full of regrets? Be haunted by that one big, hairy, audacious goal you didn't allow yourself to explore? No. You are a set that created the Technology Innovation Club, from the musical theater arm of the Drama Club, a rarity amongst universities in this part of the world. Formed associations and celebrations for associations like PANASA and NESA, represented our university at the CFA Research Challenge, produced the pioneer computer science students who came up with innovations like the biometric attendance system we use today, and won multiple hackathons. So class of 2024, as you walk out of this hall today, I want you to give yourselves one more assignment. Commit to a dream so big, hairy, and audacious that it scares and excites you. And then you know what you do? Yes! As we step into the future, let us commit to dreaming boldly, growing fearlessly, and doing it afraid. Thank you.